All right, today we're going to work on the C.2 learning target, and that learning target talks about determining the angle pair relationship using algebra. So we're going to be using some algebra, some basic algebra to look at relationships between angle pairs. And the angle pairs we talked about on page 33, 34, and 35. And we actually did some examples with algebra on page 35, but today we're going to be on page 36 and 37. So I'll get that shared and we'll get through some of these examples. Okay, we're going to do some on page 36 and then we'll continue on page 37 with some examples. All right, so the first we're going to take the page, we'll title it, both pages, angle, relationships, with algebra. Okay, and then we're going to divide each page down the middle and into 6 sections. So we'll do a total of 12. So angle, relationship, with algebra. Okay, so like I said, we're going to start on page 36 with some. So I will draw the picture with a marker, and then I'll work it out with a pen. So find x. And here's our picture. -90 there with that. So this down here will be 2x plus 5, and this up here is 3x plus 15. Okay, so we need to know that these are complementary angles because they're also adjacent, but you got this 90 degrees. So if I add this one and this one, I get 90 degrees. So 3x plus 15 plus 2x plus 5 equals 90. Okay, then I add like terms on each side. So I got 3x and 2x, that's 5x. I have 15 and 5, that's 20, equals 90. I'll subtract 20. So then I have 5x equals 70. Divide both sides by 5. And 70 divided by 5 is 14. So in this case, x is 14. Some of the problems may have you plug that x back in and find the actual angles. Kind of like when we did segment addition, they had you plug it back in and find some of the segment lengths. Okay, so the next one here is also a find x. And we got this picture here. So we'll say that this is 19 degrees and this is 3x minus 2. Okay, you will need to know that these are vertical angles. It's talking about this angle here and this angle here. Those are vertical angles, and vertical angles are always congruent. So here we have 3x minus 2 equals 19. Because they are congruent, their measurements are equal. So we're going to add 2. 3x equals 19 plus 2 is 21. Divide by 3. And x equals 7. Okay. A little bit easier one there. All right. So our next one, find x. The picture looks like this. 52 degrees. And this one is 4x minus 8. So it looks like we have a linear pair. Okay, you could also say supplementary angles. Linear pair are supplementary. They add up to 180 degrees. So you have 52 plus 4x minus 8 equals 180 degrees. Okay, so you got 4x. I like to organize everything. And 52 minus 8 is 44 equals 180. So you're going to subtract 44. 180 minus 44 is 136 equals 4x. And it's totally okay to be using a calculator to do some of this stuff. And then we divide by 4. 136 divided by 4, x equals 34. Okay, so x is 34. So if it said find this angle right here, I'd plug 34 in. I'd say 4 times 34 minus 8 to figure out what that angle was. Okay, another angle pair here. Find x. Okay, so we got parallel lines or segments crossed by transversal. It says this angle is 135 degrees, and this angle up here is 5x plus 25. Okay, so we got parallel lines crossed by a transversal. Okay, and you can find those angle pair relationships on page 35. But these two angles are in the same location, so they are corresponding. And if you want to write like what the angle pair relationship is, you can definitely do that. So these angles are corresponding. So corresponding angles, when you have parallel lines, are equal. Okay, so on this one, we're going to say 5x plus 25 equals 135. Okay, so subtract 25. You get 5x equals 110. Divide by 5. And x equals 22. Okay. Now we know that this angle up here also equals 135. That's kind of what we're saying here. And x is 22 for that one. Okay, let's do some more of the parallel lines. So here we're going to find x. Here's my transversal. So we're going to say this is 12x. And this down here is 10x plus 20. Okay, so those are on opposite sides of my transversal. So that's alternate. And they are on the outside of the two lines. So these are alternate exterior angles. And we should know that alternate exterior angles, when you have parallel lines, are congruent, are equal.
Good morning, Sherman. We are going to go ahead and do announcements at the tail end of second
Okay, sorry about that little glitch. Here we are on this one. Okay, these are alternate exterior angles. So alternate exterior angles are congruent. So you have 10x plus 20 equals 12x. Subtract 10x from both sides. You get 20 equals 2x. Divide by 2 on both sides, and x equals 10. All right, and the last one for this page here, find x. We again have some parallel lines. Always be looking for the triangle or arrows on those. And this one's 85, and this is 3x plus 10. Okay, those are on opposite sides of the transversal, but they are on the inside. So these are alternate interior angles. However, alternate interior angles are congruent. So you have 3x plus 10 equals 85. So we'll subtract 10. 3x equals 75, and divide by 3, x equals 25. Okay, remember they could ask you what the missing angle is, so you just plug it back in. In this case, you will get 25. So that's a lot of times why we don't ask what the angle is, but they definitely can. Okay, looking at page 37 here, we'll do some additional examples. Okay, there's infinite number of examples. I can't cover everything that may be on the test or on the quiz, but I'm just trying to cover a bunch of varieties here. Okay, so we've got, say we got this angle right here. This one's going to be 3x, and this will be 9x plus 12. All right, this is a linear pair, so we need to take these and add them, and these will equal 180 degrees. Okay, so you got 9x plus 3x is 12x, plus 12 equals 180. If you subtract 12, so minus 12 minus 12, you get 12x equals 180, and I myself am using a calculator, so you can as well, equals 168, and then you're going to divide by 12. So x equals 14 in this case. And then you can plug it back in if it asks, you know, what these angles were. Sometimes it'll put letters on it. It'll put some letters there and ask you specifically what the angle is. All right, going over here, transversals with parallel lines. Okay, so and I kind of ran out of room, so we're going to say this angle right here is x plus 125, and this angle right here is x plus 75. Okay, these are on the same side and they're on the inside. So these are consecutive interior angles, and we should know that consecutive interior angles sum to 180 if you have parallel lines. So add them and equal to 180. Okay, so you got 2x plus 125 plus 75 is 200 equals 180. And if you subtract the 200, 2x equals negative 20. Divide by 2. X is negative 10.
Negative numbers and decimals are fine here. Usually it'll be like a 0.5 or something like that if you have a decimal. Those are fine to get. But when you plug it in, make sure you don't have a negative angle. You can have negative angles. That's just a direction. But we're not dealing with negative angles here. Okay, so find x. This one is 150, and this one is 4x plus 50. Okay, these are vertical angles, even though they're horizontal, and vertical angles are congruent. So 150 equals 4x plus 50. So we're going to subtract 50. 100 equals 4x, and divide by 4. 100 divided by 4 is 25. Equals x. And again, they're the same. So this is 150 and this is also 150. All right. Let's say this angle right here is 11x plus 9. And this angle here is 12x plus 3. These are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles with parallel lines are congruent. So 12x plus 3 equals 11x plus 9. So we will subtract 11x. And we're going to subtract 3. So these cancel and these cancel. So you got 12 minus 11 is x. 9 minus 3 is 6. So you got x is 6. If I were to plug it back in here, I'd take 11 times 6 plus 9. 11 times 6 is 66 plus 9. 66 plus 9 is 75. So each one of those angles is 75 degrees. Okay, now these last two I'm going to do can be a little bit tricky. So in this case, we're going to be given letters. So W, X, Y, Z. And it might say something like angle WXY equals 22. Angle YXZ equals 2x minus 5. And then it could say, I forgot to write the other one down. It could say angle WXZ equals x plus 37. So it could say something like that. So you kind of have to picture on here where it is. So WXY. So this angle right here is 22. And YXZ is 2x minus 5. Okay. So with this, and then WXZ, which is the big one. If I take the two little ones, 22, and add them together, I will get the large angle, x plus 37. Just like with the segment addition stuff, take the two little parts, add them together, and you will get the bigger one. So you have 22 minus 5 is 17. So you have 2x plus 17 on this side equals x plus 37. So we're going to subtract x and subtract 17. So you get x equals 20. Now here's a good one where they could say, you know, what is angle YXZ? So you will find x and then you will plug x back in. So angle YXZ equals 2 times 20 minus 5. So 2 times 20 is 40 minus 5 is 35. So that angle YXZ would be 35 degrees. Okay, so we can do another one like that. So let's say here, let's just, let's do one like this. So let's say A, B, C, D, E. So here's our picture. And I might say that angle ABC equals 37, and angle ABE equals, sorry, I'm making this up as I go, equals 2x plus 3. Okay. And it might say find x, it might say find angle ABE. So we will do both here. So angle ABC, so this angle right here is 37, and this angle right here is 2x plus 3. So those form this line right here. So if I add them, they will equal 180. So 2x plus 3 plus 37 equals 180. So 2x plus 40 equals 180. Subtract 40. You have 2x equals 140. Divide by 2. X equals 70. Kind of ran out of room. So x is 70. So that means this angle right here is 2 times 70 plus 3. 2 times 70 is 140, plus 3 is 143. Okay, and if you take 143 plus 37, you'll get 180 degrees. So that's going to wrap it up for the algebra relationship, or the angle relationships with algebra. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next lesson.